Welcome back, grade 8. This is Ustaz Omar Tawaf. We have electricity, and here we have the last part of this long unit, which is means of communications. Communications is defined, the communication is defined as the process of sending and receiving of messages. The process of sending and receiving of messages, or the process of transmitting and receiving of messages or information. Okay, here we have this two means of communication: simple means and modern means. The simple means include carrier pigeon, examples, newspaper, the school bell, whereas the modern means are either modern means are either cabled means or wireless means, and they are mainly made of transmitter or sender and receiver. The communication channel or means links them together. The modern means are divided into cable or wired means of communication and wireless means of communication. The cable means includes include the telephone, which is composed of two main parts, the transmitter or sender, and it changes the sound energy into electric or electromagnetic energy, and the receiver converts the electric or the electromagnetic energy into sound energy back again. We have wireless means of communication include TV and radio and TV. Okay, here these are means of communication. They are either simple or modern. The simple include carrier pigeon, the newspaper, and the school bell. We have wireless in the modern, either wireless means or cable means of communication or wired means. Wireless include radio and TV, whereas cable means of communication includes only one example, which is telephone. Okay, let's go to the theoretical part, and you can pass through it because it is theoretical rather than to be studied in details. What are the electromagnetic waves? They are the waves made of interaction between the electric and the magnetic energy. Okay, they can move through vacuum, of course, طبعا. Okay, the television, these are the different parts of television. We are only interested in the coming steps here. The steps, you can study them. Stages are summarized in the coming part, which is TV broadcasting station, satellite, receiving station, the antenna, and the TV, and you can revise the drawing from the book. This is this is the detailed part. Okay, now let's go to the communication satellites. Definition of satellites. Satellites are special vessels which carry specific scientific instruments launched by rockets to be placed in certain orbits. Here they are also known as man-made moons because they revolve around planets, which is our planet here, the Earth. Okay, we have velocities. First, astronomical velocity is the velocity that is needed by the rocket to revolve in a circular orbit around the Earth. It's 8 kilometers per second. This is needed just to cancel the gravitational force of the Earth. Second, astronomical velocity, it is between 8 and 11, and the orbit is elliptical, whereas the the velocity of escape or the releasing velocity is 11 kilometers per second. This is to be defined as the rocket escapes from the Earth and will completely move away from the moon or other planets, or it may take an orbit around the sun, and in this case it's called artificial planet because it revolves around the sun. طيب, launching, this is These are the stages of launching of satellites. You can pass through it. But this is a summary, or the main summary of these velocities of satellites. We have the name. Here we have the different names, first, second, and we have the velocity of escape or releasing speed. The value 8, between 8 and 11 kilometer per second. Don't miss the rule. Don't miss the unit also. The orbit here is circular. Here the orbit is elliptical, and here we have the opened orbit. Okay, this is Sputnik, which is launched by Russia in 1957. The dog Laika. Uses of satellites are either scientific or applied. The scientific include studying the magnetic field of the Earth, meteorology or weather forecasting, solar activity, or and the effects on the living organisms in the space, whereas the applied measurements of satellites include wireless means of wireless communication, TV broadcasting center, aerial navigation, geographic survey or mapping, and military spying. How many satellites are enough to revolve or to cover the whole Earth? It is 3. Only 3 synchronized satellites are enough. Okay, here we have the summary of scientific and applied measurements. Here, 1, studying magnetic field of the Earth, meteorology or weather forecasting or weather forecast sometimes, solar activity, we have effects on living organisms in the space. Applied include applied measurements, wireless means of communication or wireless communications, TV broadcasting stations, aerial navigation, we have geographic survey, and military spying. Thank you, and this is the end of this long unit. Thank you, and see you later.